Alright, man, let's get this cracking, man. We're gonna do this review on Venom. Just check this thing out. Give us our thoughts. We'll give you guys our thoughts about this movie. I don't know what the format is tonight. What we gonna do? What we liked about it, what we didn't. Just real quick. Yeah, man, come on.
All right, finally, bruh. Look, man, we just got out of the AMC IMAX. We just seen Venom. So we about to bring what we think about that. So yeah, you can get your outlook, Bleak, from a movie. So let's go ahead and do this, man. As always, I'm Captain Villain Black. You can call me Captain, you can call me Villain, but don't just call me Black, aka Black Friday, and I'm here with my partner.
This is the Angry Black Man, aka you don't want to make me mad because you won't like me when I'm angry, okay? Aka Gigglebox, aka let's get this show over with. It's late.
Gigglebox.
Yeah, because I'm always laughing, man.
All right, yeah, man. We're gonna talk about, I guess, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and then we're gonna give it a rating. What tier does it sit on? Is it trash? Is it meh? Is it okay? Is it great? Or was it Omega level?
Yeah, I don't know if it's getting that, but yeah, we can go with that, man.
All right, so what I liked about the movie, I have to say the cinematography, man. I mean, the shots with Venom in them was awesome. Like Venom, like how Venom changed his different forms and how he transformed, and then that one scene at the end. Oh yeah, by the way, there's no spoilers on this. No spoilers.
Non-spoiler review.
Yeah, okay, so in the last scene, when he was fighting and the two symbiotes were together and how they were fighting, it was just that look, that whole scene was crazy, like straight out of a comic book. And the other parts that I appreciated was when Venom was talking to Eddie Brock, how the head just came out and he was talking to him. That's straight out the comic book. Yeah, and then the other symbiote did the same thing, straight out the comic books, man. So I think that was that's what I liked the most about it, just how the film looked, man. It looked real good. Venom looked awesome, man, compared to how we saw him before in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. He did look a lot better. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 was terrible. Yeah,
the action pieces were awesome. Everything that he did lets you show, man, Venom is powerful. He's pretty powerful.
No, he is.
On street level, you know. Yeah. But I mean, I think that was my biggest like.
That was your biggest like with cinematography?
Yeah.
I say my biggest like was, man, I didn't really have a whole like about this, man. I would say, yeah, I guess I would have to agree with you on the cinematography. I can't really think of
anything else that you liked about it.
I really liked about it. I mean, I did. You know what? I can say this. I did appreciate the look of Venom in the film, although I had some tiny problems with the suit, but I can live with it. And I was a little afraid because they weren't doing the mocap like they did with all the other, big animated people like Hulk and all the other ones in the other Marvel movies. But actually, man, he looked pretty decent, man. For them, just walking around and them just throwing the suit on him afterwards. It looked pretty decent, man. Except for the only weird thing with when you got real close, and I guess they were trying to make it seem like an alien with the little weird gray vein things.
Yeah, the veins, like he's all slimy.
Yeah, that was weird for me. But other than that, man, I did appreciate the cinematography and the fight scenes were awesome. I agree.
Yeah, the fight scenes were good.
They were pretty good.
Yeah. All right, and the biggest thing I liked was was the after credit scene. Not the first one. The first one was decent. Introduced another character. But we're not gonna go into that. No spoilers. The second, though, it was basically just a trailer for Into the Spiderverse, and it showed I've never seen that clip before. I don't know if that's out there somewhere.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that was probably exclusive, and that was pretty cool, man. I'm actually gonna go see.
Yeah, that movie's gonna be dope, man. Yeah. It's animated, but I like seeing those movies that's not so serious into the MCU, and it's kind of apart from that. And it's like, this is just a Spider-Man movie, and that's all it's going to be. You don't have to worry about tie-ins. You don't have to worry about, what movie do I need to go see first? You can just go to the movies. You can take your kids. You don't have to worry about, Spider-Man in there cussing or trying to come out trying to explain to your kids what porn is. Yeah. Thank you, Spider-Man. But and then the other thing I like is they played homage. Two things. The first one I didn't catch. It was very early in the movie when they brought actually the symbiotes to Earth, and the astronaut that did it, they called out his last name. So that's a nod and a shout out to the comics and to the Fox TV show, if you've seen that.
Yeah.
And then they also had another character who was a nod to the comics. It was just brief, but it involved his girlfriend. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That was her basically. Yeah.
All right. So that was our likes.
Yeah.
So let's get into what we didn't like. So man, why don't you go ahead with that?
I would say there's a few things in the movie.
Few things.
I'm not gonna get the real specifics because it's non-spoilery, but it did seem rushed. It seemed like there were some missing pieces.
Yes.
Like we had some scenes that we really should have saw before we got to this other scene.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some, some extra footage that we get when Venom goes on DVD that maybe we see. I don't know.
What do you? How can you say it without spoilering?
I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna say that when you see the movie, you'll feel the same way I felt. And there's a couple of scenes where it just seems like, oh, maybe they forgot something because this person.
What happened? Yeah, he had. Let's just say Venom had a mission, and then all of a sudden his mission changed, and we really don't know why.
Yeah.
And it was just like he just said a one word like why it changed, and it was like okay, but why? Like he never really fleshed out why.
Yeah, that was a whole other thing. I didn't even get on that when I was talking about Riot. His whole travel. That was another thing.
That was weird how it took him a long time to get to where he was at. Like they showed him, and then he's like switching bodies, hopping to body to body, and then it's like 6 months later. And he's still doing that. It's like, what did he do? What did he do for 6 months?
Yeah.
He was just chilling.
So let me ask this question: was there a time? Did we see a time? Did they put up a time lapse between when Eddie lost his job and
6 months?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was 6 months.
Man, I missed that. That really messed with me because I was like, man, did they just break up?
6 months later.
I was like, dang, that was fast. Okay, so I missed the time window. But that's kind of how I felt. There was some things in there that just seemed like they missed, or maybe they didn't have enough time, or maybe they just rushed it. I mean,
it was rushed. It was definitely rushed, man. I think they're trying to hurry up and compete. I don't know, not compete with Marvel. I'm not really sure why they're trying to just. They kind of picked the time that they wanted it to come out, and they're like, it's gonna come out, so we're not gonna push it back. We're gonna get this movie out regardless. And the movie went through some crazy production stuff anyway, like to begin with. Like so, just the project starting out had some issues. But for them to get it all straightened out, man, it took a minute, bro.
Yeah, and it's gonna make money. So I mean,
it's gonna make money.
I think it would have been a really good film if they would have just took the time to kind of just do the story right and not make it
do the story. It's impossible for them to do the story.
Well,
right.
I won't say the story,
They're
but like have all the scenes in there so I know that I don't feel like I'm missing something when I'm looking at it. I'm like, wait, how did this happen? I meant something like that was my biggest dislike, man. What about you, man?
Well, yeah, I was with that too, but my biggest dislike, I just had it, and it's gone now. Wow. All right, my biggest dislike was the story. So
you didn't like the story?
I did not like the story. I guess because I'm a comic book guy. So I was trying to figure out how they were going to do a Venom story without Spider-Man.
They did it.
They basically took Drake's character and replaced him with Spider-Man. And Eddie Brock was just trying to get revenge on Drake's character.
Okay, with that whole... Yes,
kind of.
Yeah,
but not really, because he was like a hostage the whole movie. Like, Venom was just pulling this dude around. We doing this, we doing that. And then he kind of started like doing it, but then not really. So Venom really ends up being...
All right, no spoilers, man. You're giving him too much, man.
That's too much?
Yeah, that's too much.
Okay. Yeah, man. So I guess that was my biggest problem was the story, I guess. But that's being kind of nitpicky. But another dislike that I didn't like, the movie couldn't figure out what it was. Like, it reminded me of a DC movie. because it was like, does it want to be dark? Because this dude's, you know, biting people's heads off, or does it want to be funny because he's cracking all these jokes? Him and Venom are cracking jokes.
I think originally, and I don't know if it changed directors or not, but I think originally they did want it to be like
dark, like a
radar movie.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of stuff that happened that was like, okay, it seems like they did more, and then they just cut back to make sure it was PG-13. That's what it seemed like.
I think maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Other than that, man, there really wasn't anything great about it. So, I mean, for me to say, oh man, that was a great movie. So, that being said, let's just go ahead and put it on the tier, man. Where is it gonna be? Is this trash? Is this meh? Is this okay? I see you. Is it, oh man, this was great? Or is it Omega level?
All right, I'm gonna say that it's man for me.
I was mad.
Yeah,
okay,
man,
so that's like 2 stars, man.
Yeah, that's like man. I mean, cause I don't hate the movie.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm definitely not gonna see it again. You know, unless it's on DVD. But yeah, I don't hate the movie, man. And you know, hey, it was all right. It wasn't definitely not Omega, and it wasn't trash.
No, it wasn't trash.
No, it wasn't trash. So I would say it's man. You know, man.
All right.
You know, that's how I feel, man.
It got slammed. The reviews for it were terrible, but I know not to trust reviews. Not that I don't trust them, it's just reviews are biased.
Yeah.
So they're looking at how good is the movie overall. And it's almost like with a comic book movie, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like you have to be like, okay, you have to be a comic book fan to appreciate this movie. If you're not a comic book fan, then yeah, you'll probably think it's trash because you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
You have no idea like why does everybody like this character so much? But for my official tier rating, I'm gonna put it on the okay, I see you. I see you.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 step above meh. And you know, coming from a comic book guy, I would almost say it was a great comic book movie. Just for the simple fact of how they did, you know, the cinematography. That's what I'm always looking, how they take pages from the comic books and put them in the movie, man. I love that. And they had quite a few scenes where it was like straight out the comic books. But overall, as a movie, like I said, I give it okay, I see you. We could do better.
Yeah.
we could do better. But you know, I appreciate, you know, not Spider-Man 3 Venom. So Sony,
you know what? That's,
y'all did.
Yeah,
better.
big ups to that because y'all gave me Venom that I can live with. I can live with this Venom.
Yeah.
You know, I can live with the voice.
Yeah,
I can live
the voice
with
was great.
I can live with the whole suit.
Action, the set pieces, the
everything.
stuff that he was doing, how he was using his powers.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I like that they stayed true to form where Venom doesn't really turn like his body, his tendrils. He doesn't really turn those to like weapons. Like we saw another symbiote doing that. Not gonna say who it was. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
But he was making weapons.
They did Venom right, man. I have to give it to Sony. They did a good job with Venom. You know, maybe in the next film they won't rush it, and maybe we will get the characters. You know, who they showed in the, when they.
Spider-Man is missing though. Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
Man, I don't know, man.
Somebody, man.
I think we missed that window, man. I don't know. I think this would have been the opportunity to have a quick cameo of Spider-Man there, at least, you know, with that kind of thing, and then kind of lead off from that. What you gonna do? A buddy movie with him?
I'll at least see him on TV or something, man. Like,
you gonna do a team up movie or something?
That would be awesome, man. Team up, buddy, Spider-Man movie. Yeah, you know, that's what happened in the comics. Separation anxiety, man. Yeah. Spider-Man and Venom had to team up to save his offspring, which, no spoilers.
Yeah,
they had to team up because his offspring, they were out of control, and the only way Venom, because Venom's offsprings are actually more powerful than him. The more removed they are from him, like if his offspring has another offspring, that offspring is going to be even more powerful. So as his offsprings go, they get more powerful. So he needed Spider-Man, so them two had to team up, and then he became that kind of anti-hero that he is now. So
yeah, there you go, man. Maybe in the future. I mean, but Tom Holland, I mean, they got that.
They locked in. Yeah, that's locked in. They got sequels and sequels.
Right Spider-Man things to do right now.
First of all, he got to come back from the dead because he dead right now.
He coming back from the dead.
Yeah, we all know he coming back.
Nah, man, but I think they did a good job, you know, for the most part with that. So I would suggest, you know, if you're a comic book fan and you like Venom,
go see
the movie. Yeah, and then you can make your own opinion.
If you're a movie fan, you just like movies, action movies, you can go see it. But you know, if you're not into either one of those, I mean, you can wait for it to come on TV.
On DVD.
DVD. Nobody watch DVDs no more, man. Pay-per-view. Don't nobody watch pay-per-view no more. On demand is what I meant to say.
You know, or Amazon Prime, or whatever you do.
Even if
now
you want to
these
do
days.
that, I mean, it's worth a look. It's worth a look. You know, Tom Hardy in himself, he's a good actor.
No, he was good. He definitely was a good actor. It was worth.
I wouldn't say like
one look.
One.
Not two. One. Yeah.
All right, so that does it from us. We here in the parking lot at the AMC. And that was our first movie review from the truck. We're gonna call this the RAMview because it's from the Ram. But anyway, like we said, as always, Captain Villain Black.
Angry Black Man.
Yeah, we out.
Peace.